I'm Kevin Devine, and this is Devine Encounters, and here is another great celebrity interview. Phil Cornwell, how are you today?
What are the chances?
Kevin Devine for Devine Encounters.
Hello, Kevin. Nice to see you, mate.
I'm delighted to meet you because you're one of the most versatile voiceover men and actors in the business today. What have you been up to? What brings you into town?
Me, I'm just doing a little voiceover up in a voice studio there for Discovery Channel. I do a lot of like their trailers, stuff like that. It's kind of bread and butter. Do you know what I mean? Bit of bread and butter, and so I'm often in Soho and even in NoHo, across Oxford Street.
Across
you
there?
got NoHo, you got Soho. Yeah, London's like so cool, yeah.
I'm just listening to your voice.
I'm so over it. Sorry.
And I'm expecting you to start going into your characters and things.
No, that won't happen. You won't. No, because I think that's a cheap shot.
Right.
People always doing impersonation. Gets on my bloody nerves. Sorry. Well, you're not governed, it's the internet, I can swear. Whoopee. Yeah, it does happen from time to time, doesn't it? Yeah.
This is a word I mentioned, was about versatile, and you've got, I don't know where to start, Stella Street, you played so many characters in that.
I suppose, over the years. Yeah.
What was that like? Because it was such a difficult thing to put together, and so many different voices and different characters, different costumes.
Oh, well, I mean, the whole Stella Street thing was a complete joy to do. I mean, it was hard work, actually. And believe it or not, we wrote it in that building, just there. The building I've just come out of, funnily enough, is now a voice studio kind of thing, facility. Yeah. That's actually on the third floor where I just was. We wrote series 2, I think. We wrote in different places around this area, actually. Dean Street, they had an office as well, the production people. So John and I and Peter Richardson used to sit in these offices. Peter had a pen, and he'd sit and try and follow what me and John were doing. He'd write it all down, give it to Rebecca, who is his assistant, and she'd come. And then next thing, a week later, we get a script. It's like, oh no, we got a script. So it was such a great idea, the whole Stella Street thing. Yeah. And like I say, a joy to do. Just me and John doing it, and it's great stuff. And people still talk fondly of it, because I think it was a great idea. The actual core idea was good. It worked.
And you've mentioned that how hard it was and how challenging. So was a lot of this just locking the door for a day, blank piece of paper, and busting things?
Yeah, quite literally. Once we went to Sicily, because he's great. Pete is fantastic. Pete Richardson. He said, well, let's go to Sicily. We're out of season. It was February '98. I remember it. And we ended up in this hotel. There was no one in there. It was like The Shining. Here's Johnny. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Yeah. Hair of the dog, Lloyd. Nick. That's from Easy Ride. I've got 2 films in there. Did you see how I did that? So we went to Sicily, right? And John was driving him nuts because we were like captive. Peter got us captive for a week. It was, and we wrote most of series 2 of Stella Street down there. And we literally started with a blank sheet of paper and came out with all this madness and did series 2 from there. So it was a joy, a complete joy,
And you can see this stuff sort of bubbles out of you. And if we take you back to Mr. Alien,
Gilbert the Alien,
and you were always interrupting the presenters, and it's just coming there and coming out all the time.
What a job. I mean, it's great that you remember that. I love it when people reference Gilbert. Yeah, I know. Do you know what? It sort of struck a chord with a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody knows who he is, but those who remember it speak very fondly of Gilbert. And today people are always live telly on the street. But that's what I like about it. It's very organic, isn't it? I'm loving this. We'll bring the government down, won't we? But no, listen. Now what? Timing. What happened? No, Gilbert. I need another coffee. Gilbert.
No coffee for this man. God, if this is you without just one coffee.
Can I just say, that was the maddest job I've ever done, and they just basically gave me carte blanche, and it was Janet Street Porter who sort of got me, Michael Forte was the producer, got me in to audition for this thing, and it was nothing at the time. I went in and they said, we're doing this puppet, and Fluck and Laura are going to make it, the Spitting Image people. So it was a good quality, it was big, it was a big old beast, and they said, do the voice, and I auditioned for it, got the job, and basically I got carte blanche, and I used to get away with stuff. You just wouldn't get away with it now. You just would not. It was almost like I was on the internet, even though there wasn't internet then, but I could say what I liked, although they did used to pull me up from time to time, and I used to go a bit Tourettesy, you know,
Right.
start swearing, and you know, a couple of times. But you know, it was a joy to do as well. It was a very mad job, if you can imagine, very mad.
You've still got a massive following on YouTube for this character as well.
Gilbert, yeah, I don't know how many hits he has or what.
I'm sure it's going into the hundreds of thousands, if not
Isn't that
millions now.
interesting,
Yeah.
isn't it?
And what other projects have you got on just now, apart from the bread and butter stuff?
Oh, with
Are
the
you
bread and butter,
developing-
well, yeah. Have you got an hour, love?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, Christ, love, it's John Hurt. Did you see me at the BAFTAs? Did you see my speech at the BAFTAs, darling? Please give us a quid just for... No, I haven't been drinking. Sorry. He's not like that, really. The question was, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm working at the moment. I'm working at the... see what you get in London? She didn't even say sorry.
Chat show on the streets, mate. That's what it is, you know.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm talking over here. Come on. What are you, busting my fucking balls? What are you doing? Okay. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What you going to do? Sorry, I'm doing my De Niro. Yeah, I'm working at the Royal Court at the moment, the Royal Court Theatre, and we're doing a fantastic play called In Basildon. So if any folks out there watching this, come and see the play. It's fantastic, and it's all set in Basildon, and I have to die in the first act, lying on this bed, very ill. So I have to be still for 50 minutes. Can you imagine that? Me still for 50 minutes like this, and I have to croak. But then you see me at the end, I come back.
Oh, listen, no, hang
wait,
on.
anyway.
When you're on stage, 15 minutes, are you ever tempted to sit up?
50.
Wow.
No, nearly an hour.
Are you ever
Yeah.
tempted to sit up and...
Oh yeah, you got to be careful. All sorts of things go through my head. They're all acting around me. Oh dear, he's dying, blah blah. And I have to keep really still. It's a weird job. It's so weird, you know. And I literally just have to keep my eyes closed. I'm in a coma, and then I croak. I actually do the death and everything. And it's really hard not to overdo it, love. You know, less is more, I think. Anyway, so I'm doing that, and I'm doing. What am I doing? I'm doing this drama about lovely thing for ITV with about Ronnie Biggs, about the great train robber, about his missus Charmaine. The lovely Sheridan Smith is playing, and the lovely Daniel Mays is doing Ronnie Biggs, and I'm playing Jack Slipper, who arrested him. Jack Slipper of the Yard.
Oh, so you're the cop in this?
I'm the cop who comes in 2 episodes. I love it because I love the story. So to play Slipper is brilliant, and Danny Mays is fantastic as well. He's a brilliant actor. So that's a few little bits and pieces going on at the moment. I'm busy every night, work, you know, in the theatre.
Yeah. When can we look forward to the ITV thing? Do you know when that's coming
that'll
out,
be.
or?
Well, we're shooting now. I mean, I don't think that'll come out. So it might be the autumn, I suppose. I imagine. Yes, because it's a big number. It's a big 6 episodes. It's a big number. So I reckon it'll probably be autumn schedule, something like that, won't it? Sunday night or something, I don't know, but it'll be flagged up big time, you know.
I just keep coming back to this word versatile again, because you've shown us how funny you can be there, and yet Slipper's going to be quite a serious character. It's not going to be, Ronnie,
no, it's got to be fun. Yeah, I'm going to sort of do him. He's got a slight lazy R, Ronnie. All right, Ronnie? Like that. And I don't want to sort of characterise it or to caricature it too much.
Yeah.
But you know, they give me the job, so I must have been all right. But you know, it's great to do different stuff. You know, like that.
I suppose it keeps you on your toes and everything.
Yeah, man, it gets me out of the house. There's nothing worse than not working. I'm a real pain in the ass when I'm not working, and I'm a pain in the ass when I'm working. So I start moaning about, oh God, I'm tired. You know, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. It's a good life, though, Kev. It's a good life, mate. And it's a good idea, your show. Love it. I haven't even seen it, and I love it.
Thank you very much. And talking about the mechanics of the voice and things, because that's one of your main tools that you get there. Do you have a sort of a set range of tones or whatever, and you say, right,
I think
how would you do a Jagger,
I
or how
think
would you
I
do a Bowie?
There is a, yes, yeah, you're right. I think there is a set range of tones. There's only about, I think, five or so different voices, and they're just variations on a theme. You know, Mick is like, you know, he's quite. To go into Mick is quite easy, you know, for me, because the way I talk, I'm an Essex boy. So he's from Kent, but it's like a similar sort of like, you know, dragged out, draw, estuary English, you know. And of course, Michael Caine, it's very easy. Of course, he's a little bit older now, so he talks. We can rebuild it, sir. You see him in Batman. Don't worry, we can rebuild it. And he used to be up there. When he was doing Alfie.
Yeah.
And you're only supposed to blow the all that. So his voice has changed, but Bowie's more sort of like, Bowie's kind of, he's sort of like that. David Bowie's tries to be a little bit posh sometimes, and he goes all cockney. You know what I mean, son?
Yeah.
Oh. And he goes up and down.
And have you ever met any of the people you've impersonated?
Only a few people. Juice Holland. I met him. I've done the Hootenanny a few times. Ladies and gentlemen, Space Charles.